What is going on, true believers? It is getting wild out here for a brother in arms, just wearing jacket. I don't know. It's getting wild. BNB just hit an all-time high. Bitcoin looks like it's about to rip. Standard Charter says Bitcoin probably going to hit $100,000 before the election. I said 90. They're saying 100. It's starting to get a little bit crazy. Robinhood is buying Bitstamp. The European Central Bank is about to do a rate cut. Pepe looks like it's about to explode. But in fact, not only is it Pepe, but SHIB looks like, again, most of us are looking for this gigantic thing. And Sex Pistols are going to be opening for Believes 182 on my next tour. So that's going to be kind of cool. If you didn't buy the Daddy token, that's okay. You should buy the Daddy token. If you didn't buy Saitama on Soul token, that's okay. You should buy it. By the way, both of them had nice little rebounds. So they're back to pumping again. So I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. If you didn't get into this kind of stuff, if you keep fading, if you keep like, well, I'm still holding on to this one token from 2022. I don't know what to tell you, man. I have no idea what to say at this point. You're not paying attention. You're not following the signals. You got trapped in a bad trade. You kept yourself in a bad trade. It got worse, and there it's not going to work out. You know, we still be friends, but it's just not going to work out between us. You got to start moving your money around. You got to start making plays when you're going to win. Don't chase a green candle. Don't chase a green candle. Chase a dip. Find solid projects. Make yourself a little bit of money off of this. You owe it to yourself, and you owe it to me to send tips. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
I can read a chart like a Superman, and I've got a show that has a lot of fans. I'm streaming every day and almost every night. I bought some Bitcoin because I see the light. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me please, I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me please, I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I built a crypto channel streaming live at night, and I'm the only YouTube streamer who's always right. Every morning I go in and say to all you guys, don't fall for all these motherfuckers and their lies. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me please, I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me please, I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I don't know what to do because my memberships are missing you.
Uh-oh.
Hey guys, before we get started, I did a thing. What thing is that? I made some t-shirts. If you want a shirt, you can get a Believes shirt right now. This is a simple Believes Descendants Milo design. Every couple weeks, I'm going to come out with new shirts just to give you guys a little something to check out. You can go check it out in the Spreadshirt shop down below. Now let's get back to the show. All right, guys. Good morning. If you good morning. Before we good morning, if you good morning. If you don't good morning, good morning. Good morning. Anyway, I got a new shirt that I'm working on. I hope you guys like the design. This one's going to be a little bit more interesting. Don't stop believing. So I'm not finished with it yet, but I thought I would bring out like my concept design so that you guys got an idea of what it looks like. And it certainly helps me out. I had like 12 shirts sold. So I appreciate the fact that you guys came out here and bought a couple of Believe shirts. So I'm looking for a new design here. This is what I'm working with right now. It's not completed. It's not done, but I'm getting there. I think this one is going to be a banger by the time I get done with it. So just giving you kind of an update here. Again, not the final design, but Don't Stop Believing to me just ends up being really, really funny. Somehow Journey, I want to integrate something like an alien. I don't know yet. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to take the time to look at the Journey cover, Don't Stop Believing. and try to come up with something that kind of matches up with that. But let me know what you think in the comments section. But let's get back to it. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Brian Bootyhead, Corvette. Good morning. Nirma Lamb says, yes, sir. All our scam coin pump and dump Ponzi scheme coin and get in because NMB pump con in also gun because scam Jew and guy what exactly. That's what I always say. Same thing. Same. Well, it's like we're twinsies. So yeah, real life miracle with the Neko army is out here. Neko down to gain that zero back, and it's like around 8,700 at this point. Neko army is in the house though, and but to be fair here, 87 way higher than it's been in a very, very long time. Remember, that's about 7x from where it was at the bottom not that long ago. So great thing happening over there. Jay Locke, good morning. Masonic Mike, Hammerside, good morning. BNB trade paying off. Good for you, man. Zico is volting it up. Good morning. George Lopez Garcia, good morning. Tom Collide, it sure seems as though I should be putting all of my money into Brett. You should never put all your money into anything. Don't ever do that. I would never tell you to do that. I mean, at best, put in a small piece. These are degen plays. They are subject to random bullshit. They're subject to FUD. They're subject to so many bad things. Some of them that they can't recover from. Never put your money into a meme coin. Even if Brett is the #1 meme coin on base, by the way, consider that most of the money has been made. If you hadn't made it already, then all you're doing is looking for a quick flip of 20, 30, 40, 50%, maybe if you get lucky. Like don't put yourself in a bad situation. Now, that said, meme coins are the place where the money is being generated at this point. So I just do not put all your money into one single project. Crypto Sparky in the house. Crypto and Recovery, good morning. Vader Prime, good morning. Tom Weekly is in the house, good morning. We got Jay Manuel here. And don't forget the Sex Pistols are opening for Believes 182 on tour. Kamal, good morning. Raymond Pritchard, what is going on? Kathleen Blaze, Carlos in the house. Jeff T, Jason Wright is in the house. Willard Morris, good morning. Check out Boto. Is that like Botox only for dudes? Yeah. Rest in peace, the sticker wall. Yeah, I got tired of it. I couldn't handle it anymore, so I had to. I pulled everything down. Matter of fact, my fingernail hurts because I manually just kind of plucked them all off the wall because they were good quality stickers, which was kind of cool. So Daniel Delgado's in the house. Artman, good morning. Ken Gillette, good morning. Believes till the end. Goddamn right. Buy a shirt when that new, not the old one, the new one. I like the new one so much. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send one to myself just so I can wear it. It's gonna be awesome. Raymond Pritchard in the house. Abimbola Janet. We got James Wright in the house twice now, and we got Tony P. Good morning to everybody. I hope you're having a good morning. European Central Bank has done a rate cut. So this is the first time that the European Central Bank has cut rates since 2019. It takes the central bank's key rate to 3.75, down from a record 4. So it did 25 basis points, where it's been since September of 2023, based on an updated assessment of the inflation outlook, the dynamics of underlying inflation, and the strength of monetary policy transmission. It is now appropriate to moderate the degree of monetary policy restriction after 9 months of holding rates steady. So now we're starting to see a reason for a pump. Now it's later in the day, 9 o'clock. We're about 6-hour time differential, 7-hour time differential. So, we've seen the markets kind of finish their day and close. So the Euro pump might come tomorrow. No guarantees, could be happening right now as we speak. I haven't looked at the chart in a few minutes. So we could be seeing a little bit of a reversal. We were down about 6 billion in the market not that long ago. So you know what? Let's take a quick look over here. We're still about dead even. U.S. market, scumbag, dirtbag leeches that we are, stealing as much liquidity as we can steal out of it. So that's just what we do. You know what I mean? Hashtag MAGA, hashtag USA, hashtag whatever, insert whatever goddamn hashtag you want to put in there. But in updated macroeconomic projections that will likely be closely analyzed by investors, ECB staff raised their annual average headline inflation outlook from 2024 to 2.5 from 2.3, which means that they think that inflation is going to continue to be a little bit higher. So they're cutting the rates despite that. Staff likewise lifted their 2025 forecast to 2.2 from 2%. The 2026 projection remained at 1.9. Money markets had fully priced in the 25 basis point move lower at the June gathering. It is the first rate cut since September 2019. So there we go. We're seeing that they've already priced in this move in the broader markets. How it affects crypto, we're going to see over the next little while. People will be looking at higher risk assets. The overall sentiment here is when you get rate cuts, that means that it's costing you less to borrow money. And the more money you can borrow, the more you can put into higher risk assets. Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of these represent higher risk assets. So you can see this money start to trickle down. Then the degens in Bitcoin and Ethereum, they make a nice little profit, and then they cascade it down to the rest of the broader market, including things like, well, maybe Solana is an exception at this point, maybe Cardano, if you will. There are a few of them up at the top of the realm there that might be less affected by it, but that money will cascade its way down. So get ready for something big to happen. Moving on. Binance coin reaches its all-time high. So, this has been a long time coming. There's been a lot of FUD from the U.S. market, even from the German market, which I think Binance withdrew from. Several of the Euro countries, Binance just got out of until they could get back into compliance. And guess what? Now, all of a sudden, here we are. The Binance coin surged past $700, reaching an all-time high. This milestone comes amid a flurry of on-chain activity and growing network usage. Moreover, Binance, the popular crypto exchange that backs BNB, has expressed optimism towards the achievement. According to data from BSC Scan, the significant uptick has been noted in BP20 token transfers. This involves an increase of 6.62 million on May 19 to 10.29 million by June 3rd. Moreover, the 56% surge in daily token transfers suggests a robust demand for the BNB network, highlighting its expanding utility adoption. So more people are trading on this chain, and now suddenly we're getting a much better result than what we've been getting recently. Now, does that translate into volume? Well, if you check volume on all of these chains, Ethereum is at 1.5 billion, Solana 1 billion, and right there is BSC 894 million. So we're continuing to see a nice move. Now, the 1 month change on this is 10.7%. The 1 day change is 0.38, and the 7 day change is up 8%. You can see this. This is surging, by the way, in the shorter 7 day term. But Ethereum already had its big move. Solana already had its big move. Arbitrum already had its big move. So you're seeing that this kind of surge right here for BNB is starting to catch up with some of the broader market right now. So shout out to BNB for making that happen. Now, since it's at its all-time high, what do analysts think? As per technical indicators in the last 1 hour time frame, 5 indicators, including the stock moving average, the MACD, and 3 other important indicators speak of increased buying, where the ROC and bulls bears power indicates selling pressure. More importantly, the RSI is 54.12, which is in the neutral zone, explaining the balance between buying and selling. So really, when you look at it overall, it looks like it's set to continue a surge. The technical indicators really say that it's in a buy zone. So are you going to continue buying BNB? If you are, then this is a cool opportunity for you as an investor. So be looking out for more price action on BNB. If you are already in, hold fast. If you are looking for an entry point, we'll talk about that. Let me just give you an idea. Let's see where we at. All right, where did BNB go? How do I... Jesus Christ, my brain hurts today. All right, so we got the breakout, which, remember I told you guys, we got the breakout, we got the retest, and now where are we? We're about halfway through this bold move. Remember I told you the bold move looks like this right here. So coming off of this, we're looking at a move up into 867. So if you want to get in on some risk, then you could do that. However, remember the buy area was at 600. I'm holding on to 2 BNB just because I didn't have a whole lot. I didn't. I bought it at 580. I want to say and just somebody transferred it to me for a project. So I'm just kind of sitting on it, letting it ride, seeing how high it will go. So feeling good about that position right now for sure. And we'll see if it continues to move. The full move here puts it in about $850 range. If it does do that, and it's in price exploration right now. So if it continues to surge, 850, next move, 800 maybe if it's a little more conservative. But this was a big, bold move here. Do we see a continuation of it? And that's going to be the question to ask over the next little while. So per the last 24 hours of data, the RSI has grown to 79.7. So probably a little bit overbought. Could be that we see a little bit downward pressure. But Sheldon the Sniper predicted that BNB would surge as high as $1,000 once the chart enters the $700 range. So I don't agree with that. I say 850 most probably. And that's where we get a real capitulation and a move back down to consolidate near that high. Now, we've already been consolidating near the high to begin with, so a continuation of some consolidation above that range is most probably what the next step is, but the future will tell us whether we're right or wrong. In other news, Bitstamp is being purchased by Robinhood. So Robinhood announced a $200 million acquisition of Bitstamp, expanding its crypto offerings despite potential SEC legal challenges. Robinhood is venturing further into the cryptocurrency market with a $200 million acquisition of Bitstamp, a significant move that comes despite facing potential legal challenges from the SEC. Robinhood disclosed that it had received a Wells notice from the SEC last month, indicating that the regulator is considering a lawsuit against the company for alleged security law violations related to its digital asset business. Now, it would appear that Robinhood doesn't care about that because, look, a lot of these companies are out here realizing that Gary Gensler, bark, no bite. He's all bark. He's no bite. He's out here trying to manipulate markets. He's not out here for the betterment of you. He's out here for the betterment of banks. He's out here for the betterment of the people that pay him to be out here looking for the betterment of what they want, not what you want. So he doesn't work for you. He doesn't work for me. He works for banks. The acquisition aims to bolster Robinhood's presence in the crypto sector, allowing it to serve institutional crypto clients and expand its offerings internationally. So we'll be watching to see how this plays out. Will the SEC try to stop this from happening? Bitstamp, although smaller than competitors like Binance, Coinbase, and Kraken in terms of monthly trading volume, brings significant regulatory credentials and international reach. Robinhood's revenue from crypto trading saw a substantial increase, rising to $126 million in the first quarter from $38 million the previous year. Cryptocurrency assets under custody more than doubled to $26 billion, and monthly notional crypto trading volume nearly tripled year over year in April. So we're looking at a significant uptick in activity, and they're going after a compliant organization. How compliant are they? Well, if we take a quick look over here, the one thing that you can look for at TradingView is when you're looking to add your indicators and you're using some kind of paid indicator, like for example, if you're using HiIQ's TradeMaster, then when it loads here, we'll look at it. But load your strategy, crypto pairs, and then there's your trading panel. And guess what? Bitstamp is part of that trading panel because they are in compliance with people. They do what needs to be done here. So being in compliance, very cool. Now, that being the case, I would think that this is going to be certainly challenged, but I don't think it's going to get very far because look, the fix is in. We know the fix is in. People are aware that the fix is in for the SEC, and it's making it very difficult for the Democrats to continue to steal from you. They want your freedom. They're not stealing money. They're stealing freedom from you. And right now, this is an opportunity for us to claw some of it back because the wool, the covers have been pulled back right now, and we're being exposed. The Democratic Party that is being exposed as the banking shills, as the disingenuous people that they currently are. They're bought and paid for. And look, I'm not saying that the Republican Party is not bought and paid for as well, but the Republican Party right now currently is more aligned with cryptocurrency. So it's the lesser of two evils. at this moment. So moving on from Robinhood, we've got the ECB signaling the rate cut, which we did talk about this. But here's the thing: does this mean that the Fed is going to be pressured into cutting rates at this point as well? It's worth noting that the ECB officials also stressed that the fight is not over due to persistent service price inflation. They even raised it again from 2.3 to 2.5, considering that they think that inflation is still sticky and that it's still going to continue, but they're cutting the rates anyway. In this latest meeting, the ECB boosted market optimism with its announcement of a 25 basis point cut in the interest rate. Meanwhile, the market also anticipated a similar announcement from the Fed. The ECB has increased the interest rate to 450 basis points up to September of 2023 to rein in the red hot inflation. The Euro Central Bank is now taking it down to 3.75. Although inflation was still stood at the top of the 2% target range, the substantial decrease, as noted in May 24, has helped the authorities to cut down on policy rates. As per ECB projections, the latest inflation was anticipated to fall to 2.2, but is now set at 2.5. And then for 2026, they kept it at 1.9. On the other hand, the projection showed that the core inflation, excluding food and energy prices, is anticipated to decrease. So they're anticipating that other than food and energy, the rest of the market is going to start to decrease. So they're making sure that there's a little more opportunity for people to continue to build in this market. Now, inflation has been one of the major concerns globally, and that has weighed on investor sentiment so far. Now, the weird thing is, by the way, we should recognize the weird thing that they say is, well, inflation is the problem. The inflation, first of all, there are certain places where you have to pay. Now, here's the question. Did everybody in gas and oil give you a raise? If you're in the gas and oil industry, did you get a 20% raise? Because I don't have the data in front of me, but I do know this. In the Obama years, I think gas went up to about $4 a gallon. Okay. It's now averaging $4 a gallon. But here's the thing. Oil prices during that period of time when it was $4 were in the neighborhood of $130, $140 per barrel. Well, gas prices right now are still at $4, three and a half. I mean, it's 350, but close enough. However, oil prices are in the $75 range. Where's all that money going? Oh, yeah, record profits for the gas and the oil companies. So that's what we're seeing. That's what we're witnessing right now. We're witnessing price gouging from the consumers. That's the result, by the way, of pure unadulterated capitalism. In case you didn't know, that's exactly what happens there. Meanwhile, following the ECB announcement, the euro dollar soared 0.18. On the other hand, U.S. 10-year bond yields advanced 0.5, while the U.S. dollar fell to 0.07. Hold on one second. Let's go see what the current 10-year treasury is. 4.3%. So we're starting to get that spike. Remember, guys, I told you way back when, around December, we stopped looking at this around December because remember, it had gone up to near 5%. There was no reason to get into crypto at that point. There's just no reason because of these prices. Well, then you saw this downward momentum here into the 3.8 range. Then you saw this immediate gigantic spike up here all the way back to 4.7, and now it's moving all the way back down. 4.29. So we'll see whether or not this continues to maintain itself. And hopefully, if it does, then we're going to be all good. Next up, Pepe is set for a big, massive rally. And so, by the way, is SHIB. It looks like in the riveting turn of events, amidst meme coin turbulence price action witnessed in the past 24 hours, a whale has been recorded bagging colossal amounts of Pepe and SHIB. Nabbing investor attention across the globe, On-Chain Insight reveals 199 billion Pepe and 37 billion SHIB were purchased recently. There we go. So all my friends work in oil and gas in Scotland. They got 15% rise in pay 4 years roughly. They all cut employees by 10% minimum during COVID. Oil and gas greedy motherfucker. Okay, so here we go. So yes, people did get a raise, but also they cut their staff in order to give fewer people raises, which means their payroll is the same, which is why they're continuing to record record profits. So That's what's happening. And by the way, there were meetings where people were saying, we've found a price point that we think that we can pass on to customers. That's their way of saying we're screwing them for you guys. You know what I mean? Just it's crazy. Despite the already impressive price rally taking place during this year's bull cycle, Pepe and SHIB continue to shine with optimism for future gains. According to on-chain insight facilitated by Data Nerd, the whale has withdrawn 199 billion Pepe, worth 2.9 million from Binance, the world's leading crypto exchange. The same wallet address withdrew 37 billion SHIB, worth 964,000 from the same exchange in a separate transaction. Data reveals that within the span of 5 days, the trader has withdrawn a staggering 349 billion Pepe, valued at 5.21 million from Binance. So crazy times here, usually an indicator of positive price sentiment and positive price action. So I would be looking for a continuation of the rally with Pepe. Now, Pepe also, by the way, didn't have a correction off of its last big run. So you didn't get the fade off of the impulse move yet. So I think in the short term, I mean on the hour charts, Pepe's probably looking to come down, but on the longer charts, this is a very bullish indicator of what could be happening for Pepe. So super excited. Hopefully this will continue. So as of writing, Pepe's price had fallen 1.14% in the past 24 hours, and SHIB was down 2%. However, the RSI is still signaling a bullish momentum. The Pepe RSI 60 and SHIB RSI is 52. Again, on the hour. So we're looking at basically a neutral sentiment right now. Everybody has their eyes right now on the US market to see what is going to end up happening here. So we'll be looking for both of these tokens to start making a big move at some point soon. Now, by the way, all trading indicators are brought to you by High IQ. So when we're looking at TradingView, then let's pop up the High IQ indicator right now, and it is giving you on the 1 hour chart right now. For Pepe, it's giving you a bearish outlook on Pepe in this short term. So it's telling you right now that it expects a correction to the downside. Why does it expect a correction to the downside? Well, let's turn it off and let's look at it and zoom out just a little bit. Well, if you see these moves right here on Pepe, then you will notice that it has not corrected back to the downside. Now, on the daily, on the daily for this, the last time we had this big impulse move, then it corrected down into the 618-786 pocket. Now we've had another impulse move coming off of the 236. Now that happened, and have we fully played it out? It looks like we fully played it out, but we have not corrected yet down into the 618 range. We came down for a test at 0.5, but generally speaking, with as much volume as we have, then we're looking at a move into this range right here. So having not had that move yet, it would be it would basically be irresponsible at this point to tell you that you should buy at 14,598. That doesn't mean that it won't pump, by the way. Pepe every once in a while has just wild ass pumps. But if you look at the chart for an idea of what's happening, okay, you have an impulse move. We have an impulse move. You have a small correction. You have a small correction. You have a fight back to buy. We have a fight back to buy. So it could go a little bit higher right here to around 1,1600, could even go all the way up near that 1,700 as a specific retest. Most likely, it's going to stop right at 16 here. Then there's a big dump. So there's a big dump. And then that comes down to the range down here. And then you have another retest on the next level, which is back up here into the 382. And then you have boom, capitulation, and then boom, capitulation. So your accumulation area, if you're not shorting it right now, your accumulation area is going to be at 4012. That's and it's doing the same thing that it did before. So until it breaks what it's, until it breaks the book, and it starts to do something other than what it always does, then you should consider what it always does, and you should look at it that way. So Look for an accumulation of Pepe at some point pretty soon, and as well, you should probably check out SHIB. SHIB a little bit different. SHIB had that big breakout, and then it had this channel. It had this move down, and now it's having this breakout. But the breakout's really coming sideways. So here's what that usually means is that SHIB is scheduled for a massive move. We just haven't seen it yet. So it would look like SHIB is ready for a breakout. Now, when you see this downward sort of momentum, and then you see the breakout, and the breakout comes sideways. That means it's consolidating in range for something else to happen. Now, if it happens, then what you should be reasonably looking for is a continuation of this move. And if it broke out there like this, then you're looking at a range up here. 4057 for SHIB. There's a lot of people betting right now that SHIB is going to have a big breakout and a big move. So I would be watching for SHIB to have that kind of move. Now, also Standard Charter has stuck by their prediction that Bitcoin is going to $100,000 ahead of the U.S. election. They say that the buildup with the Ethereum ETFs getting ready to come out, with the continued positive buying pressure of these broader markets and of these ETFs, then there's probably going to be a massive run coming. And by the way, another day of massive inflow into the ETFs, 488 million. Peter Schiff, you're the worst goddamn financial advisor in the history of financial advisors. You low down dirtbag, no account, mud hen, something like that. I don't know. I just pick words that sound trendy. So yesterday, remember, we had almost $1 billion in inflows. Today, 500 million in inflows. And by the way, this is where it gets real interesting. Grayscale has positive inflows again. Remember, we saw that a couple weeks back when we had more outflows coming from Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. But now, guess what? We've got positive inflows for Grayscale all over again. And look, Fidelity absolutely blowing it up. iBit absolutely blowing it up. ARC-21 now blowing it up. So, there's a lot of movement on these ETFs. So 100,000 Bitcoin probably going to happen a lot sooner than we think. I would suppose. Now, I'm going to stick with 90,000. I'm not going to change mine. My conviction was my conviction a long time ago, and I'm not going to change it yet. But this is a crazy thing. And Selmo Fudd says BlackRock and Citadel planning to launch a new national stock exchange in Texas. I'm going to be interested to see how that plays out. I would think that there's going to be some immediate support, especially for more conservative leaning places. First of all, you can see that people like Grant Cardone and stuff like that, they're like, I'll never do business in New York City again because of the radical policies, right? So this creates an opportunity. I don't know whether this is going to play out very well. I mean, the more logical result here is that this is just a continuation of a play that they're going to make. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think the New York Stock Exchange is probably just fine. I think Chicago Mercantile Exchange is going to be just fine. But I think that what we'll rapidly see is BlackRock and Citadel will become a digital asset custody threshold, and that will be in Texas. I don't think that it's going to be a real challenge to the New York Stock Exchange. I think it's going to be a digital asset place, but I don't know yet. We'll see how it plays out over the next little while. And when we start to see new delistings on the New York Stock Exchange, people will be looking at me like, "Oh, told you, you're wrong. You're wrong." Hey, let it play out all the way. I got a feeling that this is about digital assets, not about wrecking the New York Stock Exchange or whatever it is that they're looking to do. Who the hell knows? Interesting to see. Crypto Shay is in the house, volting it up. So let's get into a couple of these. Saita Pump. So here we are. Saitama was, there we go. All right, so this is where Saitama is right now. We got the move down into the 618. So we actually came into that golden ratio. So now the question is, does it continue its bounce and reversal? Well, we did exactly what I tell you guys is always going to happen. We came out of this, went right up to 382. We got rejected off of it, back down to the 0.5, which is 1200. Now the question is, will it reverse and will it do a continuation on? If it does that, then we're going to be testing the all-time high again. We're going to be testing the all-time high very, very soon. Nobody's shorted because there's no shorting on Saitama yet. That it hasn't been picked up by exchanges. So there's no shorting at this point. But it's just basically what it is. It's early adopters that have sold off. What you had yesterday and the day before is once we hit this big number up here, what you saw at this range at 20 cents is you saw a guy who had about a billion, I want to say, or I feel something like a billion or maybe a million token. I don't know how many I have. Maybe I had a million tokens, something like that, or something like. Anyway, they were selling off at 100,000 increments. So he had a million. So every time it pumped up to 20, he was selling out. And he kept selling out, and he kept selling out until he was out of tokens. And then after he was done, that had caused this kind of run right here, but that looked like the rally was over. So then what happened is you had somebody else who stepped in, and around 17 or 18, they started selling out as well. So we just had a couple of big wallets that had started to dump on the chart and bring the price down. That's what happens every once in a while. Not everybody's here for the long haul. They're just here for the current haul, if you will. And some of these people, I mean, look, they got in here at 203 and shit like that. Like they made these big buys over here into this range at like 2 and 3 cents. You know what I mean? Like these guys got in at a pretty good position, and then you got a 15 or 20x off of your 10, 15, $20,000 investment. I mean, that's $500,000. So these guys made out like bandits, and they took their money like bandits. So and shout out to them. As soon as they get out of here, as soon as they get out of here, then the pump continues, right? So what happened? You had a continuation of the pump. It started back over here, and you got another big rally. Now we're following your standard fib trend. We're at the 0.5. We'll see whether there's some strength to get back up into 236 at this point. That's at 16 cents. And if it does, and it successfully retests 16 cents on this next bounce, then you can expect at that point all-time highs coming. That's the expectation that you would have at this point, is for that all-time high to do a continuation. Now, if you haven't checked out Daddy, that is Rodney's token. Remember, I told you guys at $1.80 that was going to be a massive buy at this point. Well, guess what happened? Son of a bitch, if it didn't come down to $1.80 all over again. And then after it hit $1.80, what did it do? It spiked all the way up to $2.90 one more time. So Rodney's token getting a little bit of momentum. And testing the all-time high, by the way. In fact, this is really indicative almost of what I was saying before. So what you're looking at is the same thing with that Saitama move. You had this move down here, then you had a retest at the 382, then you had a move back to the 5, then you had another retest at 382, then you had a dip here. Now this dip, I'm not sure what caused this dip. I think it was Saitama, by the way, that caused this dip, that Saitama thing. And then you had this big move up here to 260. Then you had another retest at 50, and then boom, you had all-time high. So applying the same logic as it's playing out over here to Saitama, same thing. Now you have this wild ratio here. So here's what I would say. If you're looking to get into Daddy, and you should be looking to get into Daddy. I mean, all the boys are looking to get into Daddy. You know what I mean? Especially Jake. I wish I had a cricket thing that I could just put at that point. But and Jake, by the way, is partnered with Rodney now for Daddy Token. But I think that the most reasonable expectation at this point is not a continuation of the move, but this trend line right here. So if we do a little sideways, then it plays out perfectly and comes down into $2, and $2 probably becomes the next bounce range. We'll see whether or not it maintains and it holds itself. I trust in Rodney to do what's best for his community, and by proxy, anybody who's holding Daddy is now part of Rodney's. I don't remember what the fuck he calls them. Shithead, shitbags, Rodney's, Daddies. I don't know. Whatever he calls them. I think that there's going to be a downward momentum, a little downward pressure. We're going to test this little upward trend here one more time, and then the momentum starts, right? The momentum comes in, and that's when we start picking up some steam, and boom, now we start testing an all-time high. And then how high can it go? Well, just consider this. It's 2.39 million market cap right now, liquidity of 157,000. Brett, $1.4 billion market cap. Does Rodney have a chance to catch Brett. Yes, this is wild. And it's a 500x, by the way, or something like that, to do that from where Rodney is right now, or where Daddy is right now. But just consider for a moment here, there's only, there's not a huge amount of meme coins on base. A couple of them will thrive. And Rodney, it's not about Rodney. It's about Crypto Journey, and it's about Daddy. And he's got a funny icon. I mean, can we not recognize that's actually pretty hilarious right there? He's got the fade, he's got the lines in the hair, he's got a nose ring, he's got an earring. Like, that's funny, right? That's funny. And as they continue to do pictures, and as they continue to use these images to do stuff, I get this sense. I just get a general sense here that the timing may not be exactly right, but it's getting close. I think that there's just some opportunity right there for the base token, for Daddy token on the base chain to have a real big pump. And by the way, I do want to add, if you have not already, if you're not trading on base right now, then you're probably screwing up at least just a little bit, because at some point this is going to be tokenized. Coinbase is going to tokenize this on the base chain. So when that happens, you've got to be, they're going to give you free tokens. Like, if you want free money, trade on the base chain. You know what I mean? Remember, all of us are getting Jupiter airdrops, I think, in January. So in about 6 months, we're going to get another big Jupiter airdrop. And that's from trading Solana. So I would think the same thing is going to happen on base as well. And it's going to be the people who are trading and the people who are making money on that chain and continuing to trade and flip those tokens that are going to make get the biggest bag. And it's just free money to just for being a part of it. You know what I mean? So I would be a part of it if I were you. I think that we're going to have that rip. $2 probably becomes the floor here, and then we see just a big continuation of that move. So, but you know what? Not financial advice. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? I'm just, giving you the wins, if you will. So, DevE token. So there are a couple of announcements that were made on DevE, and I was running late this morning because here we go. All right, so we've got a strategic partnership right now with the Matic Launchpad. Working together with projects launching on Matic Launchpad, rewarding our own Launchpad projects with additional exposure to new communities and sharing exclusive deal flows. Classic win-win. Matic Launchpad will also give further reach for our ecosystem project, such as the DevE Innovation Grant Shards. And here is the boom, boom, boom. This is the first of two announcements, by the way. This is not this is not the only one, but boom. So you have a strategic partnership right now. Strategic partnership here with Matic Launchpad, and then there is Litcraft. So you guys remember, Litcraft was one of those things that we were doing, and look at this. 471% increase in active daily users on this network. That's just a crazy, crazy, crazy number. We'll see whether or not that maintains, but check this out, if you will. Boom, 471% daily active users. There's an increase. So a warm welcome to the hundreds of new users joining Litcraft. This is just the beginning of our digital financial ecosystem growth strategy. Imagine the impact when we start licensing games with hundreds of millions of downloads. There are just over 24 hours left to join the FIS public sale on DevE. If you haven't already bought FIS tokens, I'm telling you right now, you're going to regret this one. Don't miss this opportunity. Everyone else will have to wait for the open market while this number continues to tick up. Secure your spot now and be part of the future of the gaming blockchain. Now, when I say that, what we're talking about is this pre-sale launch for the FIS, for the DevX community, DevE community, if you will. The price right now coming into it is $1 for 12.5 FIS. If you got in on the early part of it, then you got 14 FIS for every $1. And this was just the simple amounts that were available on the pre-sale. So you bought here at 0.071. Over here, you're buying at 0.08. The people that started are in at 0.03. So the launch is going to be, I think, at like 10 cents. So if you're in at the early part of the launch, then you're already going to be up 3x when it launches. You know what I mean? And then Block Dag sketchy. I don't know. I'm interested in it. I've actually been seeing a ton of ads. They put a lot of they've put a lot of information out there for people. So I'm gonna err on the side of I think they're fine until they're not fine. We got another Volted member in the house. What is going on, my man? Now, remember here, we do have a golden cross that's popped up on Luna Classic. So we could be looking at a massive sort of breakout from Luna. And as a matter of fact, for those of you wondering, I do predict that we are going to have a massive blow off on Luna Classic coming up very, very soon. It looks a little something like this. Hit it. It's a big move up to this range right here, 3 zeros 22. I think that's going to happen. If there's a successful test, then it's going to be 3 zeros 32. But I think that it's coming very, very soon. The structure of this is a big move, retest of the trend line, and then boom, a blow off. Well, I think that blow off is getting ready to come. By the way, tax to gas is the next implementation that might change the dynamic. It is prohibitive right now with the tax that's the structure of the tax that there is on Luna Classic in order to create trading opportunity and dApps building. And that's going to be fixed very, very soon with this tax to gas. At least I think so. It didn't work the first time when Strathcole put it out with the help of Genuine Labs, but it looks like they've gone back to the lab, if you will, and they've tried to make some adjustments and some fixes. So that's going to create a new way of burning. It's going to create a new opportunity here for building in that Luna Classic ecosystem. So when I tell you the future is bright for Luna Classic, believe it. It really is. So but the Golden Cross probably playing out over the course of, I want to say June 20th to 24th. So be looking for that Golden Cross play to happen. Now, the rest of this is going to be brought to you by Trade Master Ninja as we look at some of these charts and some of the price action that's out here. So first, AMC is up 41% on the day. GME is up 32%. Brett is up 28%. EXVG, if you guys remember, we get on this one on that pre-sale. We got in at 6 cents. Right now it's trading at 13 cents. So I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like I'm ecstatic. And I continue to claim my tokens when I get an opportunity right now. It's on the BNB chain, by the way. So, you know, I've got I don't know how many tokens I've claimed. Remember, I got 10,000 tokens early, and it was part of like a vesting process. So I now have and now hold 1,662 tokens. So if it goes to $1, nice. So we'll see what happens. Ski, this is the dog with the ski mask, is up 11.5%. Trademaster is up 10% on the day. Had a nice little rip back in the positive direction. Remember, Trademaster is Trademaster Ninja. That is the person who is sponsoring that. That's the project that's sponsoring this this conversation. So they had a. By the way, if you look at the Trademaster, it actually ran originally when it launched all the way up to 15 cents. So when it has its finished corrective move, then, and by the way, this could be a signal that it's reached that move and that it could be primed for a breakout. Now, what it looks like is this right here. That's starting to look like a curvature. So with a curvature like that, that usually means that you're going to have, you know, some kind of breakouts and shit like that. And you start going up to test those all-time highs one more time. So if that happens, then this is going to be this is going to be a nice and effective breakout. Now remember, you can sign up with me or you can sign up with Ben Armstrong. Use High IQ Indicator. Great opportunity. Myro is at 29 cents, continuing. Just God damn it, Myro's a good dog. Myro is a good dog. Now the problem that you have, if there's any problem, if you will, is that there's this kind of top here. We're going to eliminate some of that right there on that blow off right there. And just this is where it kind of settled. And we have this right here. If we break this resistance, then the rally is on, and there's probably going to be a move up to 40 cents coming from there. If it doesn't, then then I would expect a retest back down here at around 21 cents or 20 cents. If that happens, that's a buy signal. I would get in as quickly as I can, but that would also be a breaking of some of this structure here. And if you look right here, you can see like this thing is really, really just kind of ready for something coming out this way. If it breaks down into this range right here, could still come down. It's still got some room for like 17 cents. If it comes in 17 cents, buy the shit out of Myro. I mean, that's all I can say to you. AvicPay having a little bit of a pump, but that's BNB having a pump. So anybody who buys makes the price just start to rip a little bit. Devi's up to 36.38, up 3.5% on the day. $152,000 in trade volume. Waiting for that big breakout to that 98 cents level, by the way. I do think that it's going back up to $1 pretty soon when people start to find it. Pepe up 2.5% to 14. Grok kind of trading sideways. Again, Grok is going to have a breakout at some point when Elon makes a big move on it. Side-chain not really moving at all right now. Volume $22 in volume on side-chain. Ben volume is $4,000, and it looks like there's a reversal. It's same thing. It looks like, we got this, then we got this, we got this. So it looks like there's a reversal, but I don't know for sure. Like I texted Ben. I was like, hey man, you need me to talk about anything? Is there anything you need me to do or anything like that? And he hasn't replied yet. So, but I sent it to him and Cassie, and neither one of them have replied. So I have no idea what's going on there. Bonk is down 1.8%. Floki's down 1.7%, but Floki was up 60% yesterday. So big move there. Dog with Hat is at $3.34. The momentum with Dog with Hat is just gone. There's still people there who are buying and selling and trading, but it just doesn't feel the same. MVP is at 45 cents, down 2%. Daddy is down 3%. Trump is down to 12.24. But guys, I gave it to you at $6 or $7 and told you it was going to rip, right? Well, hopefully it comes back down. Hopefully something bad happens. You know what I mean? I don't wish anything bad on Donald Trump, but hopefully something bad happens where somebody just shits on his campaign, or, some kind of wild something or other dips the price so that we can get in on this one and get one last rip. Because I'm telling you, still, it's going to $1 billion market cap. It just hasn't gotten there yet. Success Kid down 7.5%. Neko down 11%. We should recognize here, Neko's volume is 24, but look at that. Neko had just an absolute blow off. I told you guys, I think it's going to come down and then it's coming down into this range right here. Well, it's already started. So I think that, 305 becomes that spot right there where, you've got to bounce. I don't mean to say that there's going to be some downward momentum, but, there's going to be some downward momentum. Saitama, again, it was at 14 cents just a few minutes ago. The problem here is, you got Saitama hands, weak paper handed bitches. And, you got the traders flipping, right? You got plenty of diamond hands in this thing. So again, we're down in this range. I think it's going to start ripping back up to the upside. I don't know for sure, but they're real motivated right now on social media. So move over here to Bitcoin 71.4. Until we get to 73.4 right here and do this big test over here, then Bitcoin probably just kind of bouncing and banging around in this range, consolidating, waiting for that next big move. Same thing for Ethereum here. Ethereum is just kind of consolidating right here near this local top, waiting for that next announcement. As soon as it hits that next announcement phase where, we've got some information where something big is about to happen, then boom. I told you guys Solana was going to break out this week. It's kind of breaking out. It's not doing as much as I thought it was going to do, by the way. And I did think we were going to have a rip to 200. As you can see here, we're on, what is this, Thursday? So it's 4 days basically. And in 4 days, we're up 9%. I think it's going to go higher. I think that as we get towards the end of the week here, we're going to go from here to I still think we're going to have a big rip, right? I think we're going to see this right here happening again. All the trading volume is still there. Nothing has changed fundamentally. So I get the sense that that's probably the next step. But I got to go. So we got to pay the bills here. We got a new ad for Cryptonomy. Remember, you can win $100,000 from Cryptonomy. So don't fuck around and miss it. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll talk to you again soon. You got 9 days before the contest is over. Cryptonomy.finance is giving away 100,000 USD worth of Pepe. Not only that, we've got a mobile app coming very, very soon. We're also launching a public partnership with a strong team. It's going to result in one of the best exchanges on the market. Also, you're going to get some unique marketing information from Cryptonomy if you sign up today, and you'll get some trading opportunities for free. Cryptonomy.finance giving away $100,000 worth of USD Pepe. This is going to take you through a 100 billion. I think Pepe is going to be the first 100 billion crypto in meme coins. So don't miss out on this opportunity. Sign up today. Helps me out tremendously. Cryptonomy.finance. Don't forget it.